Hey, what's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be a 10-car duplication glitch. It's very easy. You do need the help of a friend. You need to be in an invite-only session. Want to give some shout-outs to the founders, NHJYYS and JACKSONOIR. Also, big shout-out to BartekBonin69 for helping me out with this video. Go check out BartekBonin69's channel. It has a lot of GTA and Fortnite clips. So you saw right there, I just killed myself. I'll explain that in a second. Once you're in the invite-only session, your friend joins you. You want to make sure that you have a nightclub. You want to also make sure that your nightclub in Garage 2 has all the cars you want to dupe, whether they're, elegies or sultans or any supercar or sports car that's expensive or inexpensive or whatever that you have bought, not cars that you've gotten duped from friends. That's really important. So in Garage 3, you're going to have 10 free elegies that you ordered from Legendary Motorsports. So make sure before you start this glitch off, you set up Garage 3 with 10 free elegies, and Garage 2 inside your nightclub is going to have the cars that you want to dupe. Again, you can dupe 10 cars at once. If I'm not mistaken, you can do 20 or 30 if you add them into the other garages, but let's just talk about 10 for this video. So first part of the video is you make sure you obviously have a invite only lobby. You're gonna have a friend join you, make sure he's not in a CEO or MC. Then what you're gonna go ahead and do is you're gonna both kill yourself 2 times. So take the easy way out 2 times. Once you've done that, make sure your friend gets close enough to your garage door where you can actually go into Garage 2, and you want to accept invite everybody, or everybody enter the garage. Okay, so now I'm in. I've already selected to invite Bartek in, so he's going to spawn either next to me or he's already going to spawn up the stairway in that little glass room. So all he's going to do is run up the stairs, go into the glass room, face the parking lot here, or the garage, and then he's going to go ahead and hit down excuse me, down on his control pad as if he wants to go to story mode. He's going to select the character and get the alert screen that says you sure you want to join story mode, and he's just going to sit there. When he says that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to exit the warehouse with everybody. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Make sure when you leave, it's exit with everybody. Okay, he'll still be glitched out on that black screen. He's just going to go ahead and sit there. All I'm going to do is exit my nightclub, Garage 2, which had the cars that I want to dupe. And now I'm going to go ahead and walk into Garage 3, which is going to be the garage that did have the 10 free elegies. And you're going to see it's going to be identical to my Garage 2, and it'll basically be the same exact setup. So now I have 10 cars that just basically duped from Garage 2 to Garage 3. And you see I do have that Patriot stretch in there. I have that in there for a specific reason. For you guys that don't have enough cash to buy these Benny's vehicles, you can go ahead and use any vehicle that you want, as long as it's a vehicle that you bought. Obviously, if it's more expensive like a Tezrak, you're going to get more money each time, but even this one, I think it was only about, what, 900,000 or something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and sell it. So if you want to stick around to the end of the video, you can see what I'm talking about. People that don't have Benny's vehicles, you can go ahead and sell any car as long as you bought it, not a car that you got duped and somebody gave you a copy of it. But if it's a car that you bought, you can go ahead and do this, sell these cars, take the money, and then go ahead and buy a Benny's vehicle, fully customize it, and then fill up your garage with all those cars. So now the next step after we're doing that, my friend is still inside Garage 2, and he's still on that black screen. Now I duped Garage 3 to basically be identical of Garage 2. So now you're just going to go ahead and save these vehicles. There's 2 different ways, and I'll show you in this clip. So I took this Patriot stretch out. Now what I'm going to do is show you the MOC method. Now the easiest thing I would say is make sure before you do this glitch, don't have any cars in your MOC. Make sure you go ahead and remove the car from there. Now you see I'm calling the MOC because I was inside my Patriot here. It wouldn't allow me to call the MOC, which happens sometimes. Sometimes you can call the MOC while you're in the car. But basically I'm just going to go ahead and call it. I'm going to drive this into the back of the MOC. Once I do that, it will end up saving this car for me. Now you'll notice when I drove this Patriot stretch out, it had the Goose license plate on it, and it ends up getting a generic license plate. So you do not need custom plates for this. You will automatically get a new plate once you drive the duped car out of Garage 3. So now I'm just going to go ahead and drive it into the MOC, and then I'm going to drive it back out of the MOC. Now another important step here is you want to make sure that you drive these cars, the duped cars, back into the garage that they were in. So you do not want to drive this into Garage 3 in the nightclub, or Garage 1 in the nightclub, or 2. You want to drive this back into 3. Remember, 3 were the cars that were getting duped. Alright, so it's important. If I take this back into Garage 2, it's going to screw up the glitch Again, Garage 2, when I started this, was the cars that I wanted to dupe, and Garage 3 were the cars that we're going to get duped over. So I'm going to go ahead and once I save this with my MOC, I'm going to drive this back into Garage 3, because this is the dupe copy of Garage 2. So you see right there, I'm just confirming that Garage 2 is where I started the glitch with the cars that I wanted to dupe, and Garage 3 was originally those free elegies that turned into the same 10 cars that are in Garage 2. So you want to make sure you drive this back into Garage 3, which is the cars that you ended up duping. So now what you're going to go ahead and do is you have to do this same step for all 10 of these cars, whether you use the MOC. If you don't have the MOC, you can go ahead and use this method that I'm going to do now. Just drive them into your CEO garage as long as you have the custom mod shop. So right here I'm trying to use the MOC again, and there's a timeout period. I still have to wait like about 2 minutes. I'm just showing you guys right here that I can't call it, saying that there's a 2-minute cooldown period. I'm getting out just to show you, because sometimes you have to get out in order to call it. But I'm just going to go ahead and hop back in. I'm going to go to my CEO garage over at not Del Piero, but Maze Bank West. And then what you'll see in the clip here is I actually call my mechanic to make sure that one of those garages are empty, because I'm not sure what's going to happen if you end up driving this into a garage and swapping a vehicle, because it'll basically put it in Garage 3. And I don't know if that's going to screw up the glitch, because that is the garage where all the duped copies are. So try to drive it into an empty slot in your CEO office. I don't know if that's going to really make a difference, but just in case, don't screw it up. Try to get in an empty slot so you can drive it in, drive it out without any kind of hassle. So I'm going to go ahead and take it into Garage 2. Once I drive it in Garage 2, I'm going to get back in the car, hit right on the control pad, and I'm going to go ahead and modify it. And what you want to do is either go ahead and change the plate, change the color of the plate, just make some kind of modification to the plate, and then you'll see in the clip I end up driving it back into my CEO office, Garage 2, but you may be able to just go ahead and drive it out into the street and drive it into the nightclub from there. I'm not really sure. It's the first time I'm doing this glitch. I'm actually surprised it's still working. This has been going on for about 3 weeks now. So this is a great glitch to go ahead and get 10 cars done at once. If you don't have 10, you can dupe 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. It doesn't really matter. It's just you're going to use the cars that are in Garage 2 in your nightclub, and those cars will be the ones that will be duped over into Garage 3, which you originally started with the free elegies. So I'm just going ahead and change the color of the plate. I think I go ahead and change the location of the plate too. I don't really think that matters. And again, at this point, you can either drive to the ground or you can drive back into the garage if you want to be safe, and then from the garage just drive it out into the street. And it's important you go back to your nightclub and you drive it into Garage 3. So all these cars that you just duped are in Garage 3. Now you have to make sure once you save them, whether it's MOC or CEO garage, if you have the mod shop, you want to drive them all back into the same garage that you got them from. So if you take a car from Garage 3, you're going to go ahead and save it, whether it's MOC or CEO office, and then drive it back into Garage 3. Now one thing I want to go ahead and say is your friend needs to go ahead and make sure, since he's still on that black screen, he needs to move his controller around a little bit, because if not, he might end up lagging out. What ended up happening in this clip, Bartek, after we did, I think I stopped here, but I ended up doing another, I think 3 or 4 cars, and then it just showed that Bartek ended up leaving the session because for some reason he just lost connection. So basically what happened was I did 5, I was able to save 5, and then in Garage 3, the other 5 cars all turned back to the LG RH8s. If that happens, you need to basically get your garages set up again, and then you need to restart this glitch again, invite only. Make sure everything's all set, you both kill yourself, and then you restart it. So, for you guys that don't have elegies and you only have supercars or sports cars, whether they're expensive or not expensive, it doesn't really matter. It just determines how many times you have to do this until you can get, roughly about $1 million to $1.5 million, so you can go ahead and buy a, an elegy, customize it fully, and then go ahead and be able to fill up your garages and sell. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this over to Los Santos Customs just to show you. Now again, you have to sell the original one. If I went into Garage 3 where all the duped copies were and I tried to sell this car, it would tell me that I've reached, I can only sell cars for under 50,000 or something like that. So what I did is I left Garage 3, I went back into Garage 2, which is, my garage where I had all the elegies to start with, and this is my original Patriot stretch. This one has my goose plate. The one that I just duped over, or the one that I just duped, is basically sitting with a generic plate. So again, you can't take the cars that were in Garage 3 if they're not Benny's vehicles and sell those. It'll tell you that you can't. So you just basically keep the ones that you just duped that are sitting in Garage 3, and you go into Garage 2 and you sell the copies of it. So I'm going to go ahead and basically what I always do whenever I sell a dupe car is I'll change the color of the car, and then I'll also change the plate. You might not have to, but it's just some precautions that I go ahead and take. I'd rather be safe than sorry, so I'm going to go ahead and change the paint, and then I'm going to go ahead and change the license plate. And then that's basically it. I'm going to sell this one thing for somewhere between $500,000 and $600,000. So use this method if you don't have Benny's vehicles and you're kind of short on cash after buying the nightclub. You know, dupe some of the cars that you've bought, whether they're supercars or sports cars. You know, and then once you've duped them, you're going to keep the copy that will go to Garage 3, and you're going to go back to Garage 2 like I did and sold my my Mammoth Patriot. You can do that with Tessracks, you know, all those expensive cars and the cheap cars if you need to do that to get some money. So hopefully this works for you. It's still working as of 3:30 p.m. here on, what is this, Wednesday. So appreciate you watching the video. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.